Well, good morning, Storehouse family. I hope that you are doing well. Here is your video update for the month of May. For your first update, I want to let you know about something really exciting. This June, we celebrate 4 years as a church. That's a big deal. We're working through a couple of details on what to do for the month of June, throwing a big party, a family reunion. This is also, or a family gathering. This is where we're also going to pray over and introduce a couple of our new members to Storehouse McAllen, to the Storehouse family. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to come just in a couple of weeks, actually. So for the month of June, we're going to throw a big celebration for our 4-year anniversary. For your second update, this is really just another praise. A couple of weeks ago, we started the Antioch Institute, where we were going to begin to introduce a variety of classes and workshops. And what we have seen is that take off pretty quickly. Behind the scenes, we've been doing something called Discipleship Foundations with our group leaders. Next year, we're going to make that class open to everyone. A couple of weeks ago, we worked through a 3-week spiritual warfare class for the month of May. We're going to be walking into a marriage and relationships class. We got a workshop coming up in the summer. We got an intern coming in for the summer. We got a teaching lab happening behind the scenes also in the summer. A lot more stuff happening in the fall. And so momentum has been quickly building centered around the Antioch Institute. And I just want to let you know how thankful to God I am for you and your involvement in these classes in the Antioch Institute, as our aim is to mature and multiply disciples of Jesus in the context of everyday ministry. And so as you guys have been a part of some of these classes, I hope that you have seen benefit in them, and I hope that they have been fruitful. Please continue to pray for us as we develop more teachers and make more classes available to you in the summer and in the fall, especially as we continue to work the kinks out for the Antioch Institute. So thank you guys so much for that. We're going to keep moving forward. And if you have questions, or maybe this is the first time you're hearing about the Antioch Institute, make sure to visit the website, storehousemacallen.com/Antioch, so you can learn more about some of the things that we got coming up. For your third update, I want to preface it by saying this. Many of you have been with us for more than 4 years. You've been with us for 7 years. You've been with us for 8 years. Some of you have been with us for over 10 years. And so there are a lot of layers of relationship within our congregation. Over the last 4 years, one of the things, or some of the things that we've been doing behind the scenes, is catching everything up to where it needs to be in light of where we came from. And so previous to Storehouse McAllen being replanted, we were a part of Logos Community Church here in McAllen. And so when we replanted, we had to work through changing our name and the 501c3. So there was some legality that we had to work through. There were ministries that we needed to overhaul administratively, something like kids ministry as an example. There were areas of health that we needed to invest time and resources and people in. And to our understanding, we have this one area that's left that we want to bring everybody up to speed on. And that's in the area of church membership. And so many of you who have been with us for 7 years, 9 years, 10 years, let me begin by saying thank you so much for being loyal, committed, most importantly, faithful to the mission of our church in light of the changes that we've experienced, in light of the seasons that we have undergone. God has been good. He has been gracious and faithful to us as a church family. Clearly, we're excited about where we are headed as a church. And so I'm just very thankful to God for you. For being with us as long as you have. Some of you remember the Bat Cave. Some of you remember the building on on Harvey. Some of you might even remember the funeral home, which is a story for another day. Nevertheless, as we walk into this final season of just making sure everybody is streamlined, everybody is on the same page, in the area of church membership, many of you, the last time you, for example, signed a covenant membership was under Logos Community Church. As we replanted, everyone was pretty much just grandfathered or grafted into Storehouse McAllen. And so in an effort for all of us to be on the same page, and an effort for all of us to know specifically what the mission of Storehouse McAllen is, and the effort of being good stewards of where God has called us to, over the next several months, we're going to begin offering membership classes. I think one in the summer, another one in the fall, which is normal. We're going to be offering members classes, and I'm inviting you to join these member classes. It's only going to be one. I think we're going to go for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Childcare is going to be provided. Lunch is going to be provided. It's going to be after service. I don't have dates for you yet, but I'll keep you posted on that. And the idea behind that is to bring you up to speed, to let you know all of the things God is doing apart from these updates, to let you or remind you, hey, this is what we believe and why we believe it. And this is our philosophy of ministry. One of the things that I want to guard us against, or I want to guard us from, isn't necessarily something unbiblical, but it's that we can have this big separation between first generation family and second generation family, those who are coming in and just know Storehouse McAllen. And while we are thankful and we love them because, man, they have been a part of our family now, we also want to make sure that we're on the same page as we move forward. So coming up this summer, we're going to have a members class, and that's primarily going to be for those of you who have been with us for many, many years. We're going to invite you to be a part of that. Like I said, childcare will be provided, food will be provided, just so that we can catch you up and make sure that this ministry, church membership, is streamlined across all floors. So I hope you guys can make it. More details on that to come. And for your last update, this is just a reminder. If you have not given financially to the mission that is Storehouse McAllen, please do so by going online, setting up an online account. Those of you who have been giving faithfully and sacrificially, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. I've said it many times that when it comes to generous giving, it doesn't begin with our wallets, but it begins with our understanding of what grace is and how that impacts us to become a generous people, especially as the summer begins to come in, which we're pretty excited about. As the summer comes in, what ends up happening is that oftentimes church involvement tends to decrease because people are going out of town or on vacation, taking time off. It becomes a little bit more of a casual season. But with that being said, what ends up decreasing as well, or decreasing even more, is giving to the mission of our local church. And so if you have been giving, thank you so much for your generosity. If you have not, please, prayerfully consider giving generously, sacrificially, and faithful to the mission that is Storehouse McAllen. These funds don't simply go to the incubator. These funds enable us to serve our members in our church. These funds enable us to serve our community here in McAllen. These funds enable us to have the small support staff that we do. And these funds enable us to take care of our church overall. And so again, if you've been giving, thank you. If you haven't, man, let me just encourage you to begin giving sacrificially. Well, Storehouse family, that was a lot. If I went too fast, you could always go back and slow it down and pause in some areas. But those are all of the updates I have for you for the month of May. Like I said, we got a lot of things coming up in June, so make sure that you are paying attention to social media platforms or certainly these updates. That's all I have for you. I love y'all, and I will see you throughout the week.